I think the schools chose themselves because in France, unlike in other countries, the education system is all sort of nationwide, and it depends from the Ministry of Education, and Gabriel Attal is the Minister for Education. And so what they did is they had feedback from the principals of the schools who said, we now have those kids coming in Abayas. And that's how the schools chose themselves, so to speak.
هل للقرار علاقة بتوسع نشاطات الجماعات المتجددة وزيادة تأثيرها على الجالية المسلمة؟
I would say that we've had, as you know, lots of examples of extremism in France, and it takes few people to create a complete disaster. It takes a few dozen people to create terrorism. It doesn't, you don't need to have many of those. And I'm not even talking about terrorism, but we're talking about an atmosphere in which essentially there's a negation of what French civilization and the French nation is. And this is why people worry. I don't think people are more extremist today than they were 10 years ago. I don't think they're more extremist than they were 20 years ago. Before that, it hadn't appeared so much. But as you know, we've had a great deal of instances in which increasingly a small number of people saw themselves as not belonging to the French nation. And the French attitude, which I think is reasonable, is if you have a French passport, if you live in France, if you are part of French society, you can't say, look, I don't want to obey your law. And I'm pretty sure that in the UAE, you couldn't say, look, I'm the foreigner, I don't have to obey your law. I think it's normal for any country to react like this.
هناك من يتساءل عن الإجراءات التي يفترض أن لها الأولوية في هذا السياق، مثل المدارس الإسلامية في فرنسا والتي تسيطر عليها جماعات إسلاموية تنفذ أجندتها المتطرفة.
I agree. We have started. We have lots of people working on it. We have something like 18,000 people who call in French fichier S, which means that they're on lists called the S lists. And these are people who could be a danger to the country. And most of them are for left-wing and Islamist extremism, although we also have, unfortunately, right-wing ones. But yes, no, we are watching it. One thing is not the other. But if we go back to children, what is wrong with giving to children a few hours every day in which their life is with other French children and they understand how it works, and they interact without any kind of dividing sign? That is truly the spirit of the 2004 law, and the entire nation, left and right, is in agreement on it.